Welcome to a no-holds-barred discussion on the alarming signs pointing towards the United Kingdom's swift and unfortunate shift towards the classification of a third-world economy. Our journey through this labyrinth of economic stagnation, rising inequality, crumbling infrastructure, and political instability will shed light on the grim predictions made by multiple financial experts. Once a globally revered economic powerhouse, the UK now faces ceaseless blows to its economy. The spillover effects of Brexit, the ongoing global pandemic, and austerity measures implemented since the financial crisis have together placed an increasing strain on the economy. It's a telling sign when you witness once modern infrastructures, public services, and communities deteriorating. Across the country, we witness visible signs of degradation and decline, stark reminders of the challenges that the UK now faces. Remember the promises made during the heady days of the Brexit campaign that the UK was on the cusp of prosperity and an economic renaissance? Those notions, once propagated so passionately by leading Brexit supporters, now seem like a distant pipe dream. The economic future projected post-Brexit, instead of panning out as a vision of prosperity, has morphed into a minefield of challenges. With the shortage of skilled workers due to changes in immigration policy and the persistent uncertainty surrounding trade deals, the potential for economic growth seems increasingly bleak. Economic inequality in the UK has reached worrying levels, hampering any sustainable and inclusive economic growth. The rich-poor divide continues to widen, a toxic cocktail of rising living costs, declining wages, and the ongoing housing crisis. This growing inequality threatens economic sustainability as it drags on consumer demand, resulting in subdued economic growth. As money flows to the top, the purchasing power of the majority, the backbone of any healthy economy, weakens, leading to a decrease in overall spending. This economic divergence is reflected not only in the shrinking middle class but also in the wavering consumer confidence levels. Discriminate economic growth has precipitated unwelcome disparities in economic well-being. Economic stagnation has become a common refrain while discussing the current state of the UK economy. Years of Brexit-induced uncertainty have induced a debilitating effect on business investment and consumer spending. Poor productivity levels further exacerbate the issue. The UK has consistently trailed behind its major European counterparts. Despite the extensive governmental focus on boosting productivity and innovation, there have been minimal strides in this regard. The once lauded political stability of the UK has also taken a turn for the worse. The country seems to be in the midst of a potentially defining period, one that could determine its economic trajectory for years to come. The departure from the European Union has unleashed a wave of political uncertainty. The protracted parliamentary infighting, coupled with the consequent government instability, has posed a direct deterrent to effective policymaking and implementation. This heightened political instability, frequently a norm in emerging economies, has significantly impacted investor confidence. The absence of a clear direction and the resultant lack of a convincing long-term economic strategy have driven overseas investors to adopt a wait-and-watch approach. Over time, this has consequently transformed into a vicious cycle that is holding the UK economy in a vice-like grip. Diminished foreign investments, once the lifeblood of the UK economy, spell doom for any robust economic revival. Neglected infrastructure is another sign of this growing concerns. Pothole-riddled roads, subpar public transport systems, and struggling energy grids represent more than mere nuisances. They stand as symbols of the uphill task the country faces to upgrade or maintain its vitally necessary infrastructure network. An efficient infrastructure network is crucial for any modern economy. It is the backbone that enables the smooth flow of goods and services, lifting barriers that might otherwise inhibit economic growth. Against this backdrop, it is clear that the UK faces significant headwinds. The combination of economic stagnation, rising inequality, crumbling infrastructure, and political instability raises the question, is the UK bound for a prolonged period of economic decline? Many experts fear yes. Some even go as far as to suggest that we are witnessing the unfolding of an economic reversion. The loosening of ties with the EU, one of the largest single economies globally, may result in the shrinking of opportunities for businesses and dampened economic growth. Critics argue this places the UK in a precarious position akin to a developing country. Initial teething problems associated with Brexit may only scratch the surface. The potentially deeper, structural challenges that await the UK could reshape her economic landscape, for better or for worse. From the gloom and doom of the present, let us redirect our focus to potential lights at the end of this very long and dark tunnel. With a robust course of action, the UK, as in its past, could chart a pathway to recovery and a revived economic glory. Economic reforms catering to the budding needs of the 21st century economy may catalyze the process. By leveraging digital technology, the UK can boost its productivity and tackle the social and economic challenges facing the country. Attracting foreign investments could yet prove to be an elixir for the ailing economy. However, this would be contingent on the country's ability to provide comfort to potential investors about its economic and political stability. Streamlining the tax regime and introducing measures to tackle economic inequality can help restore consumer confidence. Strong signals indicating a commitment from the government to rectify economic pitfalls can go a long way in revitalizing the economy. Better shaping of youth-focused policies, addressing the employment sector's challenges, and driving towards a more inclusive growth model are necessary. It is vital to address the empowering of society's most vulnerable, to foster long-lasting economic and societal benefits. The implementation of wide-scale infrastructure projects can spur economic growth and make the UK more resilient. An economy with world-class infrastructures could encourage businesses to invest and find new market opportunities, ultimately boosting overall economic growth. By no means will this turnaround be swift or smooth. However, the UK has, historically speaking, always proven its tenacity when confronted with adversities. Patience, perseverance and political will be testaments to the UK's quest for an economic revival. The end objective remains economic prosperity, the creation of jobs, the rising of living standards, and the improvement of quality of life. The onus is on the UK, despite its numerous challenges, to rewrite its economic narrative and steer away from the trajectory leading towards a third-world economy. The journey to recovery will demand concerted efforts from the government and its citizens, the business community and society at large. It will require betting on the promise of a better tomorrow. It will require shaking off the dust, standing back up, and swiftly moving forward, step by step. Amidst all the uncertainty, it's essential to remember that monumental events such as these, although challenging, are not without hope. They instill learnings, prompting change and eventual course correction that is at the very heart of an evolution. The challenges faced by the UK point to the need for an immediate and comprehensive action plan. Economic challenges, while intimidating, should be the impetus for the UK to once again rekindle the spirit of growth and progress and emerge stronger than ever. The economic well-being of the UK is vital not just for its citizens but has far-reaching consequences globally. It is in this context that the task at hand becomes even more urgent, requiring collective responsibility, sustained effort, and boundless optimism. The concern on the possible third-world economic status is a call to action. If the UK is to avoid the economic pitfalls predicted by some, it is an imperative step towards sustainable economic growth. The narrative could very well change, with the UK on the path to economic prosperity, providing an actionable roadmap for others to follow. While the future may look challenging and the path to recovery long and tough, the opportunity for the UK to rewrite its economic narrative looms large. With a constructive approach, the UK can turn this immense potential into a reality. Adapting to the changing global economic dynamics, embracing progressive economic policies, and fostering a business-friendly environment could very well break the shackles most constraining economic growth in the UK. The objective is to re-establish the UK's economic resilience, enabling it to withstand any future shocks. If the UK is to retain its status as a leading global economy, the time for change is now.